I went to work that morning. When I got to school, interesting enough, I was placed in a classroom of a brother that I knew, but I did not know this was his classroom. Even though they gave me the name and all, I had not associated this brother. But this brother was someone that I wanted to get to know because we seem to have had a lot in common. The only difference is, I guess, age. I'm way up here on this end and he's a lot younger. I like what we have established with the Kingsmans right now is that we have a brother that's almost like 75. Then there's another brother maybe in his 70s. Then here I am, 68. And then there's another brother that's 53. And then this brother I met today, hopefully he will come and join us and be a part of us. He's like 37. And then we need a brother maybe about in the 40s, because we've got to look at this problem just like I did in my family. My brother, 81, and here I am, 68. There's 8 children in between. So his view of daddy is a lot different from my view of daddy. Okay, so we need these generations to come together so that we can look at this problem and let's look at this and put ourselves back together the way God would have, our Father would have us to put this thing together, because we all have different perspectives. And so we have to sit and listen to one another so that we can come up with a plan. So the first plan that we discussed, as in the last video that I came before you, we talked about divine order. Did we understand divine order all the same? And that is God, man, woman, and children. The divine order. Now, of course, in this patriarchal culture that we have here, we say that the man is the head of the household. We usually agree with that, but that's not what we see. In our culture, that's not what we see. Why? Because the enemy is strategically moving in a way to keep us submitted and headless. That's why our boys are lawless, because men bring law, stability, and structure to the family. So if he is doing that, or supposed to be doing this, but he has been abstracted from the family, whether it's prison, whether it's death, whether it's whatever the situation might be that pulls him away from that home, divorce, okay? No matter what it is, when you remove that man from the household, you're interfering with, according to, from my observation, the structure of that household. So, but there are some brothers now, these youngsters. That's why I would love for this 37-year-old to come into the group, because these youngsters are even looking at the possibility of a matriarchal household, meaning that the female is the head of the household. And that's what we're seeing. But we're seeing that when you have this structure, what is it that we're looking at now? What is it that we're looking at in what happens to the male and what happens to the female when we get this type of cultural structure, architecture? Okay, so let's look into that. But let's look at a situation that happened today, because I was trying to encourage this mindset to a student that I had taught at another school a couple of years ago. Now he's up to the high school. And I asked a question today. I said, what is the rule that I have in my classroom? And the student said, now, he brought this up from years ago, and he said to love yourself. He remembered. I was impressed. The rule in my classroom is to love yourself. Because if you can't love yourself, you don't know how to love anybody else. And you need to do a good job of loving yourself. Take care of yourself. Comb your hair, son. The ladies are doing, they get that hair all fixed up and what they look good. They taking care of themselves. Think about how you dress, how you treat yourself. Are you pulling your pants down? I asked a question today. Son, what does that mean when you... Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.